Thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited. I'm low key, like I've always wanted to be in the 1% club. So here I am with you guys. Brent wanted me to come in and just kind of share my journey as far as how we've been able to consistently attract, and again, whatever you want to call it, attract, recruit, and just kind of share where that, where I learn the talent, or what are the things that I do. And honestly, I think you guys are some of the most, successful, individuals at our company, and you get to work so closely with Brent. But I think you'll hear some similarities, right? As we talk to the different people who have taken agent attraction serious. A lot of us have a lot of similar traits. And I'm going to give you some corny things that I've always said along the way as I coach my team and my leaders in my business. And I use this acronym of, just dare to be rare. It's one of those things that I have used as a guiding light for my business. And of course, you could just interpret that for what it says, right? Dare to be rare. It's, daring to be different, always standing out, using a lot of my energy to make sure that I connect with the people that know, like, and trust me, that, you're either going to be repelled by my energy or you're going to be attracted to it. And I am in this season of my life, and I think I never recognized it. I was always in this season of like, I want to be authentically me. I want to just show up, and I want to have permission to be, just true to who I am. And that's why this saying is so important to me, is because I have always dared to stand out. If everyone was going one way, I wanted to go the other way. And as I think of how I was as a little girl, my mom tells me, you were always that person. And I'm like, thank God you didn't force me or try to convince me to change. I was cleaning out my house the other day, and I looked at a certificate that my mom gave me, and it was really funny. And she says, it was a certificate that she says, oh, here, keep this. And it was most likely to be the boss. My mom said that's what I got in first grade. So already in first grade, I was a leader. I was the person rallying people. So, I think agent attraction, as as we start talking about this a little bit more, and I hope that we have a chance to ask questions and talk a little bit more together. People want to follow a leader. People want to follow a leader, and we all have unique leadership skills. We should not be comparing ourselves to how Rebecca leads, or how Pamela leads, or how Robert leads. We need to unlock the leader that lives inside of us and lead with passion. And I know that you guys know Brent. And if you're here, it's because you love Brent's energy, and he is the love bucket, teddy bear, and he leads with passion. But look at how much he has been able to impact the world and all of our lives, right? It's because of that energy that he brings. He's a leader, and he is not afraid to show up 100% authentically Brent. And, when I was thinking about what I was going to come and talk to you guys about, because, invited me yesterday, I was like, sure, I'll go on and talk about our journey. I was like, and I got that certificate as I'm cleaning out because I'm moving, getting ready to sell my property. And, it really stuck out to me. I have been leading since I was a little girl, and I have been leading without even knowing that I was leading. And many of you guys are leaders without even knowing that you're leaders, or you're waiting for some status, or you're waiting for some accomplishment to give you permission to lead. You guys are all leaders. So for me, part of my, again, uniqueness is being authentic, accepting that I am a leader. And leadership doesn't have to be perfect. I am not a perfect leader. I am a leader that shows up, and I admit that I make mistakes. I admit that sometimes I need to borrow someone else's energy and someone else's leadership. There are times where I feel like, I don't feel like a leader today. But you know what? Leaders know when to ask for help. Leaders know when to ask for help, which is another great quality for you to show up as a leader. Because again, people want to follow leaders, guys. I reach up to my leadership. I reach up to my upline, and I ask for help. I don't go on an agent attraction call without my upline still, or someone to be on the call. I have close to 2,000 agents in my organization. I've always had over 100 close to 100 frontliners ever since I got, I realized that was the name of the game, but I still ask for help. So if you guys are doing agent attraction calls and not leveraging because you think you just got it, you're like, I'm just flowing, I'm in flow. I'm going to give you some advice that I hope you guys think about. Like, what would your business look like today, tomorrow? I mean, it's 6 months from now or a year from now, if you are doing agent attraction calls, if you did leverage leaders a little bit more. I bet you your organization would definitely grow a little bit faster because you're borrowing other people's energy. And it's so cool to play off of different energy and know who's the leader that needs to take, maybe run with this conversation or this relationship. So it's really, really something that I learned early on is that I am a leader, but I also know I'm not a perfect leader and I'm not afraid to ask for help as a leader. I also, which Brent does a really good job of this, is we bring up other leaders. We have a weekly call, we have a council, we have an agent advisory board, and we ask our up and coming leaders to be part of our council. Leaders have to be open to getting feedback. What are the things that we're doing well? What are the things that I could do better? How can I support you? How can I show up as a better leader? Leaders ask for feedback. And that's something that I've learned along the way. Again, I came to this company 5 years ago, 5 years ago, and I became an alpha in the company about a year and a half in. And I just did what I just knew how to do. Be a leader, ask for help, not know it all, be super enthusiastic. And I make time. And I promise you, I'm going to give you what the acronym of DARE means and dare to be rare, but I make time. Here we go. This is going to be something that you're like, no, she did not. I'm going to give you guys the secret to success. I make time for my recruiting prospecting. I carve out time relentlessly for who do I want to be in business with? And the people that I think are going to tell me no, those are the ones I get so jacked up to call. I get so excited to call them, and I get uberly curious about what is going on in their life. How are you? What is going on in your life? Let's catch up. Tell me where you're winning. Tell me how I could support you. Let's just catch up. I'm not going to EXP you today. I just want to know how life is going. And half the time they're asking me, so how are things going at EXP? And then forget about it. It's game on. And I ask them, what's your preferred future look like? Where would you like to see change, opportunity? Where are you dreaming? I want to know about your dreams. So when I go on these calls, I am not, and I learned this from Jean, I'm not rushing my recruiting calls. I don't make my recruiting calls like a half an hour only call. Like I want at least a good hour. I want a good hour and a half and a buffer. Because if the conversation gets juicy, I'm not trying to end that conversation. I want to literally set up next steps. And I just gave you another tip. I always set up what's next. What would you like to see happen next? If I get them to that conversation where it's deep enough, I am going to set up a next step. Whether it's, hey, you know what? We have EXPCon happening in Miami, and I know you're happy where you're at, but girlfriend, I want you to see behind the scenes. If I can get you a ticket, I don't normally do this, and they don't normally do this, but I'm going to ask if I can get you a VIP ticket. And if I can do that, like, let's come out, hang out. Like, we're in an era now where we're like non-denominational. You can come to our conference and hang out, take a peek and, take a look, see if you like us. As a matter of fact, you should. You should come and tell us either what you don't like about us or what you like about us, meet some people, get some referrals, because we really love everybody here. And I either get a commitment or I get okay, if that won't work, then let's set something else up. Okay, let's catch up in a couple of weeks. So my recruiting has become extremely intentional. And I will tell you, I have people that I have been recruiting and courting and flirting with for 4 years. But when I go on the hunt, guys, I'm going for the bazooka. I'm going for the person that I know either is that influencer or has a brokerage or is a team leader or is the former board director of my local board or is a who's who. Not to say that I don't talk to other people, but when I'm prospecting that person for that many years, you best believe that they are someone that I am going to tell a story that it took me 3 years. It took me 4 years.
Good.
You guys might know who Kendall Bonner is. She's our new vice president of industry relationships. She's a good friend of mine. That relationship took me 4.5 years to get her over to EXP. 4.5 years. Okay. That was a lot of heavy lifting. It was a lot of loving on her. It was a lot of, just massaging the relationship, but in an authentic way. And I want you guys to stop looking at these people as transactions and look at them as relationships that you actually really want to say, man, gosh, they changed my life, which I know you guys all do this because you've got Brent in your corner, you've got Rob, you've got all these amazing leaders. But I want to remind you that we didn't talk. Brent and I didn't prep for this, but I'm sure you're probably going to get some of the similarities that he does in his business. And I will tell you, I have a very strong front line. I have tons of icons on my front line, tons of team leaders, tons of broker owners, because I became super crystal clear as to who I want to be in business with, who I want to be a partner with. And I envision them as my partners before they're my partners. Now, that acronym that I said, Dare to Be Rare, I want to break down what that means. Okay. I want to build a reputation of trust. Okay. That R means it's my brand. What does my brand represent? What will people say about Veronica? So what's your reputation in the marketplace? I am always on attraction mode. I'm either wanting you in my space because I just like you. I want to be in business with you. I want to, I just want to connect with you. It might not be now. It might not be at EXP. Maybe we might do a girls' conference together. Maybe we might do, a dinner, a vacation or something. But I am focused on attracting good people into my world. Okay. My reputation allows me to enter into those conversations to get closer to them when it comes to attraction. And I get to decide if I want to be in business with them. That's the beauty of this. Like, I used to think I wanted everyone. I want everybody. I want everybody. No, I've recognized I'm in a season of my life. I want who God wants in my life. I want people who are aligned with me. I want people where it feels good. It doesn't feel heavy. It just flows. We can have hard conversations, but it's not a heavy. You know the difference between a heavy relationship and a relationship that just feels good, right? I mean, it is just so important. I embrace rejection. I embrace rejection. I will not let rejection keep me from the dream that I want to build for my family, from helping these people that I absolutely know that I can help. They just don't know it in that moment. And oftentimes I can't help them. Sometimes they're just not helpable. I don't even know if that's a real word. Sometimes they're just not people who are open. Sometimes they're just people who are too close-minded. And if they're too negative and they're too, I'm like, okay, but I'll take that rejection because it got me to the clarity of knowing who I want to be in business with and who I don't want to be in business with. And that rejection actually makes me stronger. What could I have done better? When I was a listing agent, guys, and I would sell about 75 to 95 homes a year by myself as a listing agent, I gave all my buyers to my agents, and I just focused on listings. If I lost a listing, I would call to find out why. Not in a bad way, more like congratulating them for listing, congratulating them for giving me, for that we would try to bring a buyer because we really thought their home was beautiful, congratulating them for picking a great agent. And then if there was anything else we could have done better. It was never about why didn't you pick me? It was congratulations. I'm so excited that you brought your home to market. I promise we're going to try to bring you a buyer. We actually think Michelle is an amazing agent, and we hope that we can bring her an offer, and that our professionalism, if we showed up like true professionals, we can be on the other side of this and we can have a smooth transition. And by the way, is there anything I could have done better to possibly have earned your, the opportunity? Because I'm always looking to learn. And they would either say husband connected with the spouse, they both golf, or the other agent came more prepared. They had a prettier listing presentation. So I would learn from this, and I would go to the lab and I'd get to work. And I do that today when an agent leaves me, when an agent, because I run a team too. So we have agents that'll put their resignation. Oftentimes it's Veronica, I'm leaving the production team. So guys, we're talking about agent attraction on the revenue share, right? But then some of us have also a production team, right? To continue that. When an agent leaves, I get to find out either A, they couldn't handle the accountability. They wanted real estate to feel more part-time for them. Okay, right? We didn't get to do enough of a good job to plug them into the resources. Why would they leave this amazing company, even if they left the team? Or they would say, you guys trained me up so well. I'm super excited to go solo, and I want to be an icon agent now, and I want to start my own team, and I'm super pumped that you guys. So I'm always wanting to find out, because rejection sucks sometimes, right? It just, you feel like a loser sometimes. You feel like, why not me? I'm not good enough. Am I not worthy? But the truth is, rejection could be a gift. It could be such a gift, because you lean into it. You lean into it. And either it's going to give you a chip on your shoulder, or you're going to be like, okay, thank you for the feedback. Either way, you're going to learn something from it. Ultimately, so you got RARE, right? You've got RAR. We've talked about what's my reputation. I'm always in attraction mode. I'm going to embrace rejection, right? Last but not least, what is the experience that I'm going to give people? I want people, when they interact with me, to have an experience like no other. An experience that they're like, man, it is undeniable that these people absolutely give you a unique experience that no one else can give you. And I want them to feel the energy. I want them to feel like, you come into my office, like, you're going to feel our energy. We have a full-blown studio. You're going to feel our energy. We have an event. You're going to feel our energy. You're going to meet my team. Anybody who works for me is going to give the same experience. I am focused and obsessed on the experience that people feel, not what we say, not who they know we are, what they feel when they experience us. I come from a hospitality background. I have a former background in human resources. I worked in Disney, so they teach you the Disney way. I also worked in hospitality, in hotels, that everything was taught from, again, the client experience, right? I treat agents the same way. Is it always the best experience? No, that's why sometimes people leave us. But again, when I go back and go down through my checkpoints, reputation, attraction, rejection, and experience, I learned so much, whether they had a good experience or a bad experience. And the other thing, guys, that I think is really important for those of you growing your organization, you have to continuously re-enroll and re-recruit the people in your world. You have to continuously do so, because you might bring them in today and you think it's all going to be great. But once you get busy and everything gets busy and life gets busy, what are you doing? So I actually have an experienced team. They go down my agent roster of my VIPs or my partners that, are very, very important to me. Birthdays, anniversaries, we're loving on them. We're celebrating them. We're, sending them, if I see that their baby they just had a baby or a grandbaby, we're sending them a beautiful embroidered blanket. We're sending them something to just let them know, hey, we see what's happening in your life. And we just want you to know you're important to us, more than just a closing, more than just a rep share check, more than, if they really are important to me, they're going to get things from me that are just out of the kindness of my heart, because I love spoiling people. Like, that's one of my things. Obviously, I want to stay profitable, and I like to run a good business, but a card goes a long way. A card goes a long way. A coffee date, even if you're not in the same state. If I wanted to call Matthew and be like, oh my God, Matthew, you called me when I was on vacation. I still need to follow up with you. You know what? Let's do coffee. I owe you coffee. Let's get a Starbucks. Here's my Starbucks link on me. You know, it's the little gestures that can make up for the things that, you know, that identify you as not being perfect. So I want you guys to absolutely dare to be rare. Your agent attraction, honestly, is so freaking awesome. I'm telling you, I mean, the opportunity with agent attraction is so awesome. And what's so cool about it is we're not done yet. A lot of people might think, oh, we've lost our win in our sale. Like, I am having more conversations with people right now that never in a million years did they think they'd go to EXP. EXP was like, it was like abort, never. 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And, you know, now they're like scratching their heads saying, man, that's home of a lot of top producers. That's home of some big thinkers, really respected leaders. Look at the dream team that's being done. Right now, what I would be doing if I were all of you guys is I would be, first of all, to re-enroll your people, I'd be going to my people and say, hey, are you familiar with all the EXP exclusive stuff? Are you familiar with that? I was just on a call with Veronica Figueroa, and she told me her team has 175 listings just from Revenos. 175 listings. If you're not familiar with it, let me get you on a call with them so that you could be familiar with what they got going on. And I use things like that to highlight our agents, to re-enroll our agents that are the good ones. And then I tell the success story, and then I'll send it to people and be like, hey, man, my agent's crushing it with this. I was like, you guys have one of these in your company too, right? Sometimes I'm just joking around with my friends that I know don't have it. And then they're like, tell me more. But guys, let me tell you how cool this is. I did this 3 times last month, and I have LOIs and I have people signing over just because of this strategy. I call Pamela. Pamela's in Miami. Pamela, I'm using you as an example because you're right in front of my screen. I say, hey, Pamela, you're a team leader at Keller Williams. I am such a fan of yours, girl. You know, I love how we heart each other on IG, and you're so amazing, and I'm so amazing, and we're just amazing together, always loving on each other. I said, but I got a favor for you. I need a favor. What's up? I was like, I know you're a great team leader at KW. This is not a recruiting call, but I need a favor. There's an opening for the Florida growth director, meaning this person is going to help us onboard teams, work on their P&Ls, being over big brokerages, independent contractors, you name it. It's a big deal. And they call me, they told me the opening is available. Well, when I think about who would be the perfect fit for that role, I kind of think of like people at other companies and rock stars at our companies, but like a KW team leader is ideal. Now, I know you're happy where you're at, but has there been a KW team leader that perhaps, you know, maybe didn't, you know, perhaps move up, is looking for an opportunity to grow, that you want to bless them with an introduction, that even though, you know, we love to see people win at different companies, even though, you know, you're KW, we're blessing them with a real career path. Who do you know? You know what she said, Pamela? She just got off of Gary Keller's mastermind. They came jacked. They were so pumped. They were happy. I'm so glad I called her because they were so pumped on recruiting mode. She said, Veronica, before I went into my office this morning, I prayed for God to send me a sign. You were my sign. She says, I know some friends, but that job, that belongs to me. She starts on the 15th of this month. She recruited 400 agents in that KW office. Okay. Atlanta, Georgia, called my friend. Hey, I know you're happy at Sotheby where you're at. And I know that you work with all those luxury deals and all that. This call isn't for you, girlfriend, but I'm calling you because, Rebecca, I know you know good people and you're a leader. And leaders, this is what we do. We were blessed to just be great connectors. We got this Revenos thing, man. I'm swimming in listings, and they're looking for top teams in Atlanta. Now, I already know so-and-so, they're in the program, so-and-so, but they need to bring in more teams. So just FYI, who do you know that's a rockstar EXP team leader, team agent out there that I want to get them this opportunity, or someone that's running a team that they might be interested in this opportunity to learn more? She's like, why aren't you offering me that? I was like, you know, you're happy at Sotheby's. I was like, you know, you told me you were happy there. She's like, are you serious? I was like, it was so funny because she called me afterwards and she's like, hey, you had me thinking. So I'm on vacation, I'm on a cruise. And she says, can we hop on a call? She knows Leo. She knows Leo from 10 years ago. And she says, I see what Leo's doing and you're there. You guys are having a lot of fun over there. I said, girl, we're having fun. Come over to the dark side. Come on over. You ready to put the jersey on? Guys, you got to have fun with this stuff. And you got to assume that it's okay for them to be happy, but you never know. People want opportunity. And I am a hope dealer and I'm an opportunity dealer. And when I call these people, I'm calling them with a little nugget in my hand to say, if it's not for you, who do you know we can bless? I want to just be a blessing dealer. That is how I grew my organization and how I will continue to grow my organization and how I've opened up expansion markets and how I opened up countries and how I opened up, places to where now I have country leaders, guys. You got to take that kind of energy. Maybe I'm not for you. Maybe my energy is not the kind of energy you would do, but I hope that you take a couple of the little principles and apply this to your agent attraction and really, really be in love with this company and the benefits that it has to offer agents who actually want to produce. Take those success stories and go call people. Go call people and bless them with something that they don't even know they need in this moment. You are the person that they've been praying for. So, Rob, I hope I fulfilled my duties.
I would say that was fire. What's everybody else think? I would say that was fun.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Everybody agree?
I agree. It was awesome.
That was awesome, Veronica. As always.
Well done.
As always.
You guys are awesome. Thank you. Listen, I'm not fancy. I'm just, I'm like Brent's little sister when it comes to his energy.
I'm going to have this recording. I'm going to get it edited and I'll send it out to you guys all. But how many think you guys could use this to share it with somebody else just to fire them up? I mean, honestly,
absolutely.
I think we should share some of this gold. I know the 1% is kind of a tight club, but some of these I think need to be shared. Veronica, I think this one needs to be shared. So I'll send this link out to you guys as soon as we get it edited up on the YouTube channel. And then, yeah, I just think it was encouraging. I don't know about you guys, but I just think it was super encouraging. So thank you, Veronica. It's awesome. Hey, for everybody that was going to stick around for the sales call, Brent was going to try to be off stage. They're running a little late, so he's not off stage yet. And so we're just going to punt that to next week, bring people in for a sales call at 2:10, 10 minutes of sales fire. And Veronica, again, thank you so much. That was awesome. And
appreciate you guys. Let Brent know I did okay.
Yeah.
He might be back.
He'll get a lot of noise. I'm sure he's going to get the calls, Veronica.
Yep, and he actually watches these himself. So once I get him up, he always says, send me that link, and he watches them too. So,
well, listen, guys, now's our time. We got to go do this. And thank you guys for allowing me to be a guest here anytime I could ever do anything. And if you do have questions on Revenos, EXP Solutions, Teams, I'm your girl. Call me. I'm on Workplace. I'll put my phone number in the chat. I'm one of you guys. I love you guys. And this company changed my life. So let's go help people.
Veronica, I have a quick question.
Thank you. Yes. Hi, Tom.
If you've got people in your business or you're feeling like you've been busy with production and not up to snuff on like Revenos and the EXP, all the stuff that you mentioned, where would you recommend to get up to snuff on it quickly to be able to brush up on all that stuff?
They actually have an EXP Solutions link. If you send me, I can send it to Rob. Rob, I can send you the link. Literally, it's they have an entire team, Tom, dedicated to this. And actually, Rob, you can actually bring a representative on one of these, calls, or maybe your tips, your sales or your tips for the organization, so that you guys can get your people fired up. They can sign up for relocation. They can sign up for IIS, which is the institutional service, which there's thousands and thousands of listings that these hedge funds are they're selling, so that they can obviously liquidate, and they're coming to EXP to say, hey, can you guys help us? We only want to work with one brokerage. EXP's done such a great job in saying, we're the best team in the world. We got the Toms, we got the Rebeccas, and they have leaders and they have agents. So guess what they do, Tom? They call and say, who do you have in Dallas? Who do you have in Atlanta? Who do you have in Jersey? I literally, when I get that message, I'm like, oh, it's recruiting season, boo. Let's go. So then I just go and I start calling, and I actually help EXP agents too who don't know about it, because I want our people to win first, right? I want our people to win as much as possible. Again, maybe they might not get the institutional account, but they can get the relocation. They can get iBuyers. So I would highly recommend, Rob, I can put a link in, send it to you, and then you can send it to the team, but also getting a representative from Revenos to be on one of your calls. So this way you know everything that your agents should be taking advantage of. So that, again, we want to have productive agents, right? We know some agents, they're just one deal away from their business changing forever and them getting that momentum, right? And getting excited. So let's do that. We have listings. And of course, there's a referral fee, there's a success fee, but I say each one of those listings is a sign in the yard. And that means I got to make that listing have babies. I got to multiply that baby. I don't know how to do anything small, Tom. I don't know how to do anything one at a time. I got to do at scale, multiply it, right? So that listing has to give me lots of babies, lots of open houses. I want my agents there. I'm going to call agents to come and participate. So there's an opportunity here for us to help our agents, help the little guys, help the guys that are looking for that next deal. Maybe they're not interested in agent attraction, but we know production is attraction. So if we can help them produce a little bit more, get them on the programs. What's the worst that can happen? They trip over a couple extra deals. Are they going to get rich on that deal? You never know, because that one deal, if you do it the right way, can get you farming that whole entire neighborhood if you're smart. One of those listings, well, actually one of the, as a result to this Revenos account, we have 5 listings coming in one community. You best believe we're going to farm the heck out of that. We actually also picked up an entire community of townhomes, 66 townhomes that will be helping them, that they built them and it was in the hedge fund. And guess what? We're managing. You don't think I'm going to recruit agents in that community, in that area? Absolutely. So it's a double whammy. So I'll make sure that Rob gets it.
Give me the link. I'll send it out with the video in the morning. You
got it. You guys are awesome. Thanks for asking. Great question, Tom.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, everybody. We will see you guys next week.